So, Abby, the stats are out from Christmas. How has the red meat industry been performing? You've got some insights for us.
Yeah, definitely. And firstly, I just want to talk about the total groceries. And because there was a record-breaking level of spending during this Christmas, it was up by 3.4% year on year, and according to data from Kantar. And however, we have to remember that actually this value growth is primarily driven by the price inflation because we see the volume held almost the same as last year. So it's quite interesting. We are talking about these animal proteins, and we still see the poultry held strong this year. Where we see the total fresh red meat saw a slight volume increase of 0.4% in total GB level. So within the red meat categories, we saw actually beef performed better than lamb and pork during this Christmas. We are speaking of beef increased by 3.0% and lamb decreased by 6.6%, while pork increased by 2% in GB, total GB. Yeah.
Do the insights provide any idea of why beef particularly seen that 3% increase and why lamb has seen that decrease, Abby?
Yeah, definitely. And because this is beef, and we still see the beef roasting joint and so performing really well. And we all know beef roasting joint is a centerpiece for Christmas. So the beef and must be the main protein we consume during the year, and within the red meat categories. For lamb and pork, lamb is a major season for lamb is actually during the Easter period is rather than Christmas. So pork is because it's very resilient, and if we're talking about the volume, it's still very big. It's just a slight decrease in this volume during this Christmas.
And for Christmas dinner, so we've talked there about the roasting beef joints too. What else has sort of stuck out from the figures? I mean, we've caught up slightly before this. Quite interesting to hear about pigs and blankets and about gammon joints. Can you share some more about the Christmas dinner?
Yeah, definitely. And first of all, I just want to share some information about like the big the Christmas centerpieces in Scotland, actually. And first of all, the beef roasting joint we have mentioned about it recorded like 5.6% in volume increase. Well, it's basically thanks to its massive price promotions during the festival period. As we see, the average sales price for beef roasting joint has been reduced slightly compared to last Christmas. Well, the second one is a gammon joint, but it's a different story. A gammon joint suffered during this Christmas. We have seen its spending volume decreased, and its volume decreased by nearly 8%, so it's a massive. And there's a very positive story here is the piggies in blanket, and it surged in both spending and volume. We see the spendings increased by nearly 10%, and also its volume increased by nearly 14%. So that was a very, very good record. And also talking about the prices, and the piggies in blanket, it actually its price reduced compared to last year. If you compare it actually to bacon and sausage performance during this Christmas, actually their volumes has been dipped during this Christmas. This actually suggests that shoppers do value convenience during the Christmas time, and this trend persists during the whole year. And also the other one I want to talk about is actually beef steaks. And we all know that for Scots, and beef steak is quite popular, And also this beef steak is, although it's not as popular as the whole year round during Christmas time, but we still see the beef steak taking a very significant share of total red meat sales, and at 7%. And we saw both spending and volume increase. If talking about volume, it's increased by nearly 2%. So despite, and remember, there was a 7% price inflation. So if you compare this 7% inflation with the total red meat inflation of nearly 4%, it's much higher than the total red meat's average price inflation. So that means actually beef steak is still resilient in Scotland. And last but not least, there's something else I want to mention is actually the but burgers is quite interesting to see the burgers. Actually, we're talking about burgers. It must be during the barbecue season during the summertime. But this Christmas, we see the burgers enjoying a volume increase across 3 sectors: beef, lamb, pork. All burgers increase during the Christmas time. So it might indicate a new consumption trend for celebrations.
That's so interesting. Pigs and blankets are up. Burgers are up. Like you say, that sort of move towards convenience food.